Jesus come. Like a child we will meet, ragged clothes, steady feet. Like a child on the street, Jesus comes. Like a child we once knew, coming back into view. Like a child born anew, Jesus comes. Like a child born to pray and to show us the way. Like a child here to stay, Jesus comes. Like a child we receive all the love can conceive. Like a child we believe, Jesus comes.
Then little children who were brought to Jesus for him to place his hands on them and pray for them. But the disciples rebuked those who brought them. Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs in such as these." When we had placed his on from there.
I had not planned to speak today. I had called a friend and asked if she would be willing to speak, and she said yes, that she would be able to do that. So I asked her because she actually works in the school system and she's around children every day. So since this was Children's Sabbath, I thought that she would make a very good speaker. So about a week later, she calls me back and says, "Oh, I got the date wrong. I'm going to be out of town that weekend." And I'm thinking, oh, this is not good. My head starts spinning, and I'm thinking, oh, no, what am I going to do? And I thought, well, it would really be rude of me to call someone and they'd only have a few days to plan to speak. And I thought, I really can't do that. And so I thought, well, here I am. So I would like to speak today about Warlick Academy. Our church is part of the Catawba Valley District Missional Network. And that's how our church got involved with Warlick Academy. We have been involved for about 9 or 10 years as mentors and supporters for the school. Warlick is one of 13 high schools in Gaston County. Total of minority enrollment is 48%, and 93% of students are economically disadvantaged. Their enrollment for the 2021-2022 school year is 128 students. And this changes, that enrollment for Warlick changes almost every day. They offer grades 6 to 12. Warlick is a public school, but it's also an alternative school. Each of the students have a home school, which is a middle school or high school. I got involved with Warlick almost 5 years ago after I retired, and I began mentoring. Pris Britton and I have been going every week for the last 3 years. I had gone the first 2 years with Martha Lockman and Pastor Carol Flack. When the pandemic hit back in March of 2020, we were no longer able to go into the school building to mentor. And I have really missed that. Each week, breakfast is provided by the United Methodist Churches in the network. Breakfast is delivered each week by Will's Dogging It. The kids really enjoy the breakfast. For the middle schoolers, lunch is provided also by the United Methodist Churches in the network. And Will's Dogging It also takes food to them too. Will is a very nice fella. I don't know if y'all know where Will's Dogging It is. It's almost across the street from Warlick. And if you've ever wanted really good chicken salad, he really, really makes good chicken salad. Each year on the first day of school, there is a prayer vigil for the teachers as they arrive, and each teacher is giving a small gift. The mentors and supporters are invited to come and participate in the prayer vigil. A big thank you to all teachers, especially those teachers at Warlick. I had mentioned a few moments ago that Warlick was an alternative school. And that means they did something at their home school that they got expelled for, like bringing a knife, a gun to school, threatened to harm another student, threatened to set off a bomb, or set the trash cans on fire in the restrooms. So you see, these students are not really your normal students, but they're all God's children. Most of the students that attend Warlick live in a group home, a foster home, or with grandma. All the mentors meet together in the same room each week with the students. The students have to be recommended by a teacher to be able to attend the mentoring program. I just did not understand in the beginning why these students did not come to school 5 days a week. They might come 2 days one week, the next week they might come 3 days, but they have their reasons. They miss the school bus. Sometimes those buses, they get picked up at 5:30 a.m. in the morning, or there's no one there at home to wake them up to catch the bus, or they didn't sleep well. They're really good at coming up with lots of excuses for everything. One of the issues that almost all have is that they are on medication. They're on medication for anxiety and many other issues. They are all God's children. The first student I had, and I'm changing the names to protect them, her name was Alea. She was very pretty, and she did live at home with her mom and her 3 sisters. I thought she was a good student. She seemed very smart. She told me she wanted to be a chef someday and that she cooked for her family every weekend. And I'm thinking, gosh, that would be so nice if she could go to college, she could get a job as a chef. The next week, she was not there for the mentoring program. She was not there the next week. So I asked our mentor liaison what happened to her. She had been sent to Salemburg in North Carolina to attend school and would be living there, and she would not be coming back. I was so shocked, and I had no idea what she could have done that she had to be removed from school. Then there was Joey. He was a 10th grader. He was a wonderful artist. I always gave him pencil and paper, and he would draw while we were talking. He told me that he had a drawing at the Gaston County Museum. I said, well, I'll go and look at it. So I did, and I found it. I could not believe how beautiful that drawing was. It was a wolf, the head of a wolf. It was done in pencil and charcoal, and he won a blue ribbon for first place. I was so proud that the next time I saw him that I was able to tell him, I went to Gaston County Museum and I saw your artwork, and it was beautiful. And I was so proud of you for participating in your artist ability. But it was not long after that he got hooked on drugs. He came to school one day high, and he had to leave. And I never saw Joey again. I also mentored Christopher. He was cute, he was funny, and he was sweet. He lived with Grandma. For several weeks, he did not show up for school. The next time he came, I asked him, I said, "Where have you been?" He said, "My grandma died." Well, one morning after I left for school, he rode the bus to school. He said, "What hurt me the most was that no one came to school to tell me that my grandma had died." He said, "When I got off the bus, my uncle was standing there waiting for me, and he told me that Grandma had died." He said he fell to the ground and he cried. He told me he would be moving in with